Hey guys, welcome back. Thank you for watching. I'm just going to piggyback in this video off of my last video when I gave some techniques about healing past trauma, because I do want to talk about what it may feel like, your experiences that you might have during the healing process and after healing, because your awareness is heightened now. Some people call this energy clearing, in which you can then experience memories from your DNA, ancestral memory, genetic memory, and this awareness can cause what some people call a spiritual awakening, or kundalini, chi, the Holy Spirit. The energy starts to free up within you and your awareness expands and you become more connected to yourself and who you really are when it comes to your ancestors and your past life memories. And these memories come through in different ways and it can be overwhelming. The anxiety from it is because of you going from an unaware state to an aware state or a conscious state. And this being new to you, your logic mind or your ego is trying to make sense of all the information coming out. I would highly recommend during this time that you keep a journal and you write about the things that you're experiencing. Dream journal. So when you wake up, write down your dreams or visions that you may have, because all this is going to help you in your process of figuring out who you are. And that is going to be probably your next step while if you start experiencing any of this stuff, because it does get a little confusing. Okay, so I would recommend starting a meditation regime, because that continues the energy flow. As you heal trauma, different chakras become clear, and constant meditation will help you continue that clearage for the energy to keep flowing, so you are connected from the energy source of the universe or your God or your higher self, whatever your preference is to call that. And because of that clearage, the information is easily accessible. There is less anxiety. Now the confusion comes in when people start to allow the ego mind or the logic to try to make sense of the experiences that you're having, the spiritual experiences or the expanded awareness experiences. And sometimes we identify with different identities, such as when someone starts to feel like they're meant to help people, they might start to identify as a shaman. Someone might start to identify or have connections with more outer space things, so they identify as with being an alien, and things start to make sense to them that way. People start to see themselves in different ways, and depending on the feeling they get from it, they don't know if it's a good thing or a bad thing, but that's how they make an identity out of it. Some might even call themselves being possessed, because it's an unknown identity that they're feeling. So when you heal from past trauma, you start to what I call integrate yourself, because throughout your life you have been disconnected from your source, your wealth of information, your energy source. Trauma disconnects you and you split selves. So you may end up being the not so good parent, call yourself the not so good parent, that's the unsure parent, or you call yourself the broken child, the one that was abused. Whatever the split selves are, these, as you heal from trauma, they start to integrate and you start to become whole. But the memories that come through when you have this energy channel that's open, like I said, can be confusing, and it can make you feel like you may be this, you may be that, and you start researching and you connect with different things. So yes, I would like to say congratulations, you are on an awesome journey, and I'm so glad that you're looking for these answers, because that's the first step to this. And that intuition that you're having is accurate. Excuse me. Now, however, these feelings, these connections, these memories are you in ancestral memory or genetic memory, or in consciousness. We are connected because we are all one, right? So this is bringing up awareness of different parts of you, maybe in past life or ancestral memory. You were a cowboy in the West, and you start to feel more like this cowboy, but there might have been trauma in that area, so you might not think it's a good thing, but after it's healed, now you can resonate with that identity, but doesn't mean that you are a cowboy right now. What it means is that was in your blood, that was in your DNA, and you can have those memories and feel that, and basically you're harnessing these superpowers because your ancestors were brilliant just as you are, and the more tapped in you go and you free yourself from this trauma and allow energy to flow through you, the more you can harness their abilities and knowledge and energy. And some people would say that might be channeling. I just call it memory, right? So, but it's awesome. The more you relate to something in your ancestral lineage, the more, you know, it's interesting to you, and that's good. You want to have interest and enjoy what you're doing, and you want to have purpose and feel like you belong and feel like you know who you are. Now, this can also be considered the place where people may start to feel depressing symptoms because they get confused or they relate to something that they feel is not in reality. So when they express it to somebody, it may seem like they're experiencing psychotic symptoms or hallucinations. I would be very cautious with, you know, where you go to seek help with this. Make sure that the place is holistic and they understand spiritual aspects of an awakening, and they can relate and help you with their own experience like I'm trying to do now. And feel free to come on in to the center and I can help you myself. But the reason for this is because in society today, you know, we're known for not knowing what's wrong with us, or we're experiencing something that doesn't seem right to us, so we go to get help from a professional and they just give you a medication that may mask it, and then you're just dependent on the medication because it seems to be doing what you need to do, which is delete the source of the information, the symptom, the anxiety, and you can function in your life without having to worry about it. If that's what you want, fine, that's great, but diving into it and dealing with it and integrating, allowing yourself to integrate and expand by knowing who you are and taking in this information as information you need to expand in your consciousness to be able to realize who you are and not cover it up, is going to benefit you all the more. You're going to have more control in your life. More awareness leads to more emotional stability. This are skills that will need to be learned. So for example, when you become more enlightened about who you are and you become integrated, your sensitivity is very heightened and you can experience the world around you in a different way, because we are all connected and we are all energy, and so we can feel our energy and we can feel the energy of other conscious beings and the environment. And so learning about discernment between the two is a skill that helps you move forward in consciousness, because if you don't learn this, you can become very overwhelmed in this stage where you're very sensitive, and that overwhelming feeling may cause blockages in you, so you can't access that all-knowing state, or that consciousness, that stream of energy. And we actually unknowingly create blockages because of fear of what is happening to us, may destroy us. Or as some may say, the ego feels threatened, because as we learn more about who we really are, we learn that our identity, false beliefs that we have based on false systems that taught us, that is not true, and we start to shed the layers of our ego, which our ego, or who we thought we were, tends to fight, and it causes internal conflict. And so this internal conflict that comes out, such as anger, depression, anxiety, such, is a symptom of that, but it can be reversed if you continue following the urge to figure out who you are and allowing yourself to take the appropriate steps and get the guidance that you need, to be able to experience it fully and take in what you're experiencing to get to the point where you are enlightened on the opposite end and are being what you're meant to be here. So that being said, if you have any questions about symptoms that you're having, please contact me here at JCF Violet Flame Enlightenment and Healing Center. I'd be glad to talk to you about it. I am now taking Skype sessions, and you can come on in if you have, for a free consultation, and we can talk and set you up an appointment to help you with these awakening symptoms that you may experience after healing. There is more techniques to use to keep up the awakening process because you want to really get through it. You don't want to create blocks for yourself. You will start to create and manifest blocks to prevent you out of fear. That's why I said in one of my videos it's very important to deal with that. It's very important to deal with fear, shame, guilt, abandonment, rejection issues. You can do things to retrain your brain, and that's what I'm going to talk about in one of my next videos, because that would be the next step to enjoying your new experience, your new being, the new consciousness that you have. It's going to teach you how to retrain yourself to be able to fully enjoy this experience here, as we are spiritual beings having a human experience, almost like we are an energy in a robot. We have to code ourselves with the proper information to be able to do the things we want it to do. And but it's an amazing process. Like I said, different things come up because our ego is trying to make sense of it and is lying to us, telling us that we aren't that or we are this. And so it's easy to get caught up in it and caught up in the madness, or feeling like you're going down a rabbit hole, or it just seems a little too chaotic. Your emotions can go up and down until we heal and we learn about the emotions. And how they affect us and what happens to our energy and how we express it in the world. For example, we have experiences that happen to us, traumatic events, and it harms us and it separates us, but as we heal, we learn that we are responsible for what we put out into the world with our emotions, our vibration, or energy vibration. For those of you that don't know, negative energy, negative feelings cause low vibrations. More feelings towards love and joy cause higher vibrations. And those vibrations, the strength of those vibrations, are what people around us experience. And so that's maybe one of the reasons why we push people away without knowing. We're on a very low negative vibration, and there is ways to code your brain to change that and to change how people experience us. And this is healing as well, learning about your energy and discernment. So like I said, give me a call. I do have a wealth of information for you, and I have been talking to so many people lately that are on this path that I'm so excited about. At first I kind of felt like I was all alone in this until I got on and saw Victor Odo. You should check him out. Also Aaron Doherty. They're amazing. They're my inspiration. If you guys are watching, thank you. And I just want you all to know that we're here for you. We all are. Namaste.